Vaush, why are your eyes half closed? Didn't used to be that way. Now you look like you're high all the time. Is this how women feel? The permanent scrutiny? Like the panoptical sort of scrutiny all the time? Like you go to the grocery store and then some guys like, I noticed you're not smiling, and you're like, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just trying to get food or something. I was just trying to like get dinner. Now they have a point. I don't know if you've considered this, but in order to produce the lighting effect in here where you guys can see my face clearly, I have to look directly into the studio lights. Have you thought about that? This is what the studio lighting looks like normally when I'm not streaming. This is a normal level of light for my peepers. But cameras are not as sensitive as these. I'm looking straight into the damn... That looks good? Yeah, okay, well. That's a fine level. You're not on a date with me, okay? We're keeping the lights on. Thank you. What's the tattoo on your arm? It's your address, so I don't forget. The UAE is not a sex tourism country. It's a sex shopping country, and the only ones shopping are the royalty. It is insane how evil it is over there. It's like, it's really, really, really bad, you know? Like a bunch of the Epstein trafficking victims, they were taken after the fall of the Soviet Union because a bunch of like little girls went missing after the collapse of all the former Soviet governments. But they literally have like a massive slave caste in the UAE. Like, that's a significant portion of the population. It's probably trivially easy for them to, like, you have slave workers brought over, you steal their passports, those workers have sex with each other and produce children, and then you just steal the children. Like, it is a system, like, designed to produce the maximum level of plausible deniability for the Emiratis and the people around them. It's even worse in Qatar. Yeah, it's a comparable situation, I imagine. Why doesn't the UN say anything about that? Condemn human rights abuses in the UAE? I'm pretty sure they have. Primary in Tennessee between Rep. Steve Cohen, a white incumbent, and Justin Pearson, a black state lawmaker, exemplifies a national push for passing of the torch. Steve Cohen! What's your record on Israel? You're the only 10 I see. Steve Cohen, politician. Wow, he looks like a nerd. Nerd. He's been in for a while, man. Goddamn, long time participant in the process. Oppose Republican policy regarding the war in Iraq. Okay. Come on, where's the Israel section? Armenian issues. 2011 Nazi controversy. In a speech on the House floor on January 18th, 2011, Cohen said of the Republican effort to repeal the Obama administration's healthcare reform law, "They say it's a government takeover of healthcare, a big lie just like Goebbels." Hold on, he's ulting? You say it enough, you repeat the lie, you repeat the lie, you repeat the lie, and eventually people believe it, like blood libel. That's the same kind of thing. The Germans said enough about the Jews and the people believed it, and you had the Holocaust. You tell a lie over and over again. We've heard it on this floor. Government takeover of healthcare. All right, sure. No, I'll take it. Later expressed regret for his remarks. Boo. Boycott of Netanyahu's speech to Congress. I'm listening. Voted to provide Israel with support following October 7th attacks. Well. Well, I guess most Democrats did. One sentence on Israel. I guess he's not a hardline Zionist. Cohen's been a decent guy, but he needs to retire. Yeah, I mean, I guess just ballparking it from his wiki page, he seems like an all-right kind of progressive-leaning, middle-of-the-road Democrat. But eventually you have to hand over the torch, right? You have to get someone new to carry the flame. He is 76. Check him on Medicare for All. Oh, trust me, I know Justin Pearson's pro-Medicare for All. I'm aware of that fact. Don't worry. No, check Steve Cohen on it. All right, Richard Boner Ballas, past the point, you just need to say what you want to say. When are you going to pass the torch? I'm 32! Is it time? Is it time for Unc to pass the torch and hand off the nearly 600K subscriber YouTube channel to a fresh face? Maybe one of my cats. River, can you stream? Cohen appeared as himself in the 5th episode of the 2nd season of The Rehearsal when Nathan Fielder came to speak to him. Well, that's good. That's good. Cohen became the subject of media attention when during the 2013 State of the Union address, he accidentally publicly tweeted at model Victoria Brink, quote, "Please, you are watching, I love you," and then deleted the tweet. He later explained to reporters that Brink was his daughter, and that he'd only learned of her 3 years prior? In 2013, CNN facilitated a DNA test with Cohen, Brink, and the man who raised her. The test revealed John Brink was in fact Victoria Brink's father, Cohen said in a statement. I was stunned and dismayed. Okay, sure. I changed my mind. This is now my favorite politician. We're voting for him over Pearson. Gotcha. Interesting B plot. Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing. But not like, you know, it's weird because it's a political scandal that in no way morally impugns the politician involved. Like, Cohen didn't do anything wrong here. I guess he thought he had an illegitimate daughter, but actually didn't. But he assumed that. Okay, sure. Finally, a non-pedophilic scandal. What a novelty in this era. All right. Are we going to address the blue versus red button in the room? What the fuck can I even say about that? I don't know why. There's no argument. It's the blue button. Anyone who disagrees should be rounded up. I don't know. I have no idea what else you're supposed to get from this. What button? It's just another clickbait game theory question. It's just everyone gets presented with a blue button and a red button, and if more than 50% of Earth presses the blue button, everybody gets to live. But if more than 50% of Earth hits the red button, only the people who hit the red button get to live. So if everyone hits the blue button, everyone lives. But if everyone or most people hit the red button, then many people will die. And it's dumb because you obviously press the blue button because you're not insane. It's hard to engage with because the only reason you would ever say you'd press the red button is to signal that you're a psychopath. Where'd this come from? It's just people posting shit on Twitter, okay? It's not that serious. Dial it back. What if I just wanted a lot of people to die? Well, that's the reason why you'd be like rounding people up. You know? It's called Newcomb's paradox. It's not a fucking paradox. Just stupid. You should play Lorelei and the Laser Eyes on stream, especially if you liked Outer Wilds. I have no idea what that is. Lorelei and the Laser Eye. Puzzle game! I can't do this. I don't want to play a puzzle. I'm sorry. I'm not playing a puzzle game on stream. 0% chance. Absolutely not. No, I'm not dealing with it. At least Outer Wilds was like an explorative puzzle game. Like the puzzles were built into your engagement with the greater narrative and mystery and environment. But just puzzles themselves, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's not happening. Not a chance in the world. Billie Eilish's dumb take about eating meat and animals. What's dumb about it?
What's one hill you'd die on? Y'all not gonna like me for this one. Eating meat is inherently wrong. And then the other thing is, two things cannot coincide. I love animals. I love all animals so much, and I eat meat. You can't do both. Sorry.
She's right. It's morally, it is hypocritical. I don't know. People who eat meat are so defensive about it, but like if you took a step outside the limits of your flesh and you looked objectively at the world and the inconsistency where people were like, want you to die if you mistreat your dog or your cat, but also we're all just like okay with the death farms where 1 billion animals die every day. Obviously, it's insanely irrational, and it's built on the irrational affection we feel towards proximate. Like, this is not a system you would endorse if the same irrationality was compelling us to bad behavior elsewise. Like, for instance, you would tell a Republican, how can you claim to love life if you're in favor of the Gaza genocide or whatever? And they'd be like, well, I love my wife and children. And then you'd be like, that doesn't matter. You're still okay with unimaginable suffering abroad just because the people close to you feel affection towards. That doesn't speak to a broader love of life. Same thing, but with animals. Except way more animals die every day than, like, people in Gaza, like, by multiple orders of magnitude. So, you know. Anyway, I don't know. People are so defensive about it. Like, I think the defensiveness is more problematic than any misattribution in the original claim, you know? Like, oh, Billie Eilish made a claim that wasn't perfectly grounded in axiomatic terms, but generally states a repulsion to the execution of, you know, billions of animals every year. I don't know. Yeah, it's a massive red flag when someone can't admit they do something that might not be perfectly moral. Yeah, I guess, like, I don't know. I feel like you can do this in degrees as well. Is it immoral to have a discretionary income when there are people out there who go hungry? Like, wouldn't it be more moral if everyone in the West who had any money at all, like really any money, just like donated it to help people starving in Africa or something? Probably that would be more moral. Is it immoral to not do it? Well, what is the line, you know? In a consequential sense, I don't really think there's a hard line between doing something, refraining from doing something that's moral and doing something that's immoral. Inaction is inaction. Most people would agree that it's immoral to pass by a baby who's like drowning in a public fountain. Like you walk by and you're like, damn, floating baby on its stomach. And then you don't do anything. Most people would agree it's immoral to not help the baby, but you're just not taking an action if you don't help the baby. So people in that case would say it's immoral to not be compelled to action. So I don't know. I feel like this is one of those things where if you get down to the meat of it, it's simple, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like, you can make arguments for the viability of different outlooks, but by and large, I think it's probably good to say stuff like factory farming is bad. But a lot of meat eaters will get so fucking defensive you can't even talk with them. And that, to me, is the biggest issue, right? A lot of meat eaters will be like, actually, for every steak you don't eat, I'm gonna eat 3. And it's like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, you're not even trying to... Like, if you don't care, just say you don't care. Why are you pretending to be morally invested in the morality of eating meat? Like, you clearly just don't want to have your behavior challenged. It's the same reason people get defensive when vegans say they're vegan, right? Like, a vegan will be at a cookout and they'll be like, oh, I can't have that, I'm only having the beans. And then every fucking fat chud with the disgusting tobacco stained yellow teeth and their waddly neck and their balding fucking head will they'll all walk up to you and they'll be like, oh, really? Well, I guess that's more meat for me. And like, you have to deal with the scrutiny of people who are clearly like impugned by your personal decision when you even said shit to them. Like, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be reading donos right now. I'm supposed to be reading donos right now. I'm supposed to be reading donos right now. Has this happened to you? Well, I'm not a vegan, so no. But dating apps are easy, IMO. Main issue is limited number of people in my area. Well, yeah, you live in fucking rural Nebraska, dog. 30 plus, all have kids / divorce, mid-20s can't hold a convo to save their life. This is a real issue that I've noticed. Can I be vulnerable with you guys about my personal experiences online? I am a late millennial. So I'm on the cusp. I'm 4 years away from being a Zoomer. I'm a little bit in between generationally. I grew up on the internet, but when I was in middle school, smartphones weren't a thing yet. So I'm like the youngest a person can be while remembering being in a not adult environment. High school isn't adult, but you're like a conscious functional person. You know, you're at least abridging, you're like getting close to it, adulthood. You can have, you're not like an elementary schooler, and not having smartphones. But then we did get them, you know, and I had them. I had a smartphone from like junior year and onward, young adulthood, right? So in my experience, when I'm on the dating apps or just talking to people, when I am talking to somebody my age or older, we can talk. People often impugn millennials for being overzealous or like oversharing, and there's an element of truth to that for sure. But man, when I'm talking to someone who's like 25, 26, there is a wall right there where people that age and younger are so afraid of earnestness, they will not have a conversation. Like, if you're like talking to like a 25-year-old on Grindr or something, they are so much harder to talk to because it's like a game where the first person to seem interested loses. We have to make irony illegal. It has to be illegal. Cringe culture has done immense damage to our society. It's a byproduct of the smartphone, because it used to be that you could be cringe and no one was recording you. Like, when I was in middle school, I was probably like cringe as fuck. I don't remember really, but I know I must have been. But back then, people didn't have smartphones everywhere, and social media wasn't a thing the way that it is now. Now, if you're cringe in high school, you're gonna be a fucking micro celeb on TikTok by the end of the day. you know? So everyone shuts down and everyone's terrified of it's like, have you seen those old videos of like high schoolers from the 90s and everyone is like engaged more with their environment and people are like dancing and stuff because no one's recording you. You know? You're more free to act. Yeah, nowadays, yeah, you're trying to fly under the radar now. It's like creepy, you know? Maybe not creepy is the wrong word. That's inexact, not creepy. I don't know, like a chilling effect on social engagement. It's unfortunate, you know? Yeah, it used to be easier to say dance like no one's watching back before they were. Yesterday, I took my PT test to fully commission as an officer in the U.S. military. Mixed reactions from chat. I'll congratulate you for the effort expended. Knocked out 57 push-ups and 52 sit-ups in a minute and a 1.5-mile run in 12 minutes. Nice. I sure as shit can't do 57 push-ups. I'm trying to get back to that core. You know, I'm working on the calisthenics right now. I still haven't beaten 20. 20's still my max. You know, I'm still on it. Yeah, just make sure to use that. Just know what behavior will and won't get you reincarnated as a lotus flower. You know? 20 isn't terrible though, not gonna lie. 20's not like wretched. You know, I'd say I'm probably in the, you know, 99th percentile of physical fitness for all humans to have ever lived. I agree with your point there. I agree with what you were saying. But we can do better. Sure. Yeah, no. Yeah, for sure, 100%. 20 is pretty good if you're doing good form. My form is correct. Okay, my form when you're doing the push-up, right? Okay, torso locked, core engaged, hands forward, shoulders down like this, and then you rotate your hands like this so that when you push, your elbows stay close to your side. You tuck your elbows, right? You got to do it. You're not doing none of this. You know, you're doing this. You got to do it properly. Yeah, got to do it properly. Otherwise, it doesn't count. Also, you want to do it properly so you're not hurting your goddamn wrists. I hike mountains without footwear. Does that count for anything? That sounds uncomfortable to me, but you know, if you're having fun with it. You know what I've been working on lately? Okay? So we know the classic the squatting like this. This is very easy for me. Thank goodness, you know? But what I want to get good at, what I'd love to be able to do reflexively, right? Is sitting like this. You can't see because the microphone, but with your feet tucked under your butt, like this, like this. This is supposed to be a comfortable sitting position, you know, if your ankles are flexible. But a lot of people struggle with it, including me. Just Japanese. It is literally a normal way to sit. We just now associate it with the Japanese because, I don't know, they believe in sitting down. They have a very sitting-based culture. Have you noticed this? They sit on the floor. They have those the tatamis, and they have the like little coffee table that has a blanket on it and it heats underneath it. What are those called? They love sitting on the ground, I mean. Kotatsu. There we go. Yeah, sitting Japan, exactly. Americans be like foreigners love sitting. Well, Japan specifically. It's true though. It's true though. My parents brought back one from Japan. It's great when I visit. I've never sat under a kotatsu. I mean, they do look comfy, you know. Did you know real humans also don't wear their shoes inside their houses? Are you impugning me, my friend? I'm wearing fucking slippers. I'm wearing like suede moccasins. That's not a shoe. I mean, I guess it's a shoe. It's a house shoe. Yeah, I don't wear this outside. Consider yourself impugned. You people are fucked up, man. You're fucked up. But do you have bathroom slippers? No, I do not specifically have bathroom slippers. The Yesler Gap before and after, now linking Seattle's first downtown protected bike lane to its newest. Nice! Yesler is such an interesting street. Wow, they added this really quickly, too. Looks good. Yesler's interesting on a floor plan, not floor plan, because we were looking at apartments earlier. If you look at a top-down map of Seattle, Yesler divides two different like layouts of the city. It's like it's a very steep hill that like divides two sections. It kind of cuts off like the more industrial part of downtown from the more residential part, at least at some areas. I want to see low-key. Well, we can go up Yesler. Yesler in first. There's Pioneer Square. This is a famous toy shop. Right over there. Ugly parking lot. Ugly big intersection. Restaurants. But if you go up Yesler, it gets more residential. Up here, you cross over the 5 pretty soon. Yeah, right up here. This part is very steep. Yeah, and there's the 5. You're crossing over the 5. And then once you go past that, now you're south of Cap Hill. There's the 5. And now you're here. They built these Yesler towers recently. The view from them is beautiful. They've got a park right over here. This is a very nice family neighborhood. You've got, oh, here's the Yesler towers under construction. See, if you go over there to the edge, there's a park that runs along there, and there's like a pathway over here, and you can look out over the city. Very, very pretty. They built these towers pretty recently. I saw their construction basically from start to finish since moving here. It's a nice neighborhood. They got cafes here, parks. A tram. There's a tram that runs up and down it. And now they got a bike lane that connects the whole place. I just think it's kind of interesting that this road goes from this like very cute, quiet, wide sidewalk, tram, protected bus area, so on and so forth. Like, look at all this, you know? It turns from this into what we saw in the beginning. Down there, like it turns into like a dense, you know, downtown road. Where is this? Seattle. We're in Seattle right now. And now we're going back downhill, the 2 trams. And now it's kind of ugly. It contains multitudes, you know. If we follow Yesler up, we get to see some of those tiny houses, the ones that the otherwise homeless people live in. There we go. See that? They have a privacy fence, but all these are tiny little homes for people who are not of good financial, you know, standing. America's so ugly, buddy. This is relatively nice looking as American cities get. Not disagreeing with you. I'm just letting you know that you're looking at the upper end of the curve right now, okay? Ooh. Now we're on 23rd. And if we go a little farther, we hit Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Now we're in the more single-family home area. But if you go far enough, you get to the top of Judkin Hill, and that area has some nice stuff. Very nice stuff. Now we're past the top of the hill. One of my favorite coffee shops in Seattle is over here. QED? Okay, this area is a bit underdeveloped. Where's QED? Oh, from here you can look out over the 90? Where the hell is QED? Where are they hiding it from me? Somewhere in this direction. Oh, one more up. Yeah. Down this way. QED. Here we go. There it is. Show them Bellingham. No, we're looking at my town now. Ooh. Okay, the reason so many of these houses are blurred is because the people who live here are wealthy. They're probably just sticklers for privacy. There's the 90. Big old floating bridge, one of the biggest in the world. Okay, I need to finish reading these.